Hi guys, welcome back. It's Dede with another episode of Beauty with a Twist, and we're back with another guest. Drumroll. And now she's my roommate.
Oh my gosh!
Say what's
Cheers.
up. Cheers. Hi, roomie. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
How are you,
Dude, we live together now.
Oh my god, hold on. You saying that? Let me just say off really quick. I'm this fucking wine though. Hold on. I'm getting a little hot. Okay. Really, back to business.
I
though.
know that look when you're like,
Okay, can I just say that we live together now?
we do.
And so we know each other very...
Very well. Like, a little too well.
How long has it been since the last time, since you filmed? When was it? Like 8 months ago?
December. It was December of last year, right? No?
Earlier this year. March?
Huh?
No.
No, it wasn't.
April?
April.
No?
I think it was like probably January or February.
I kid you not, I think it was December.
Okay, well, anyways.
Or maybe January.
Anyways, since then, how are you doing? What's been going on? How's the Beauty Bar by Z?
A lot has changed, like a lot. We
Uh-huh.
live together now. I just had my grand opening.
Mm-hmm.
It's been crazy, but we're here. And we just got to keep moving forward.
Yeah, I know. How's your business going?
You know what? It's going really, really well. I
Mhm.
can't complain. I know on your last podcast, you spoke with Gio about how slow the industry is. And trust me, like it was like that everywhere.
Yeah.
And sometimes I felt alone. I was like, oh my gosh, is it just me that's like slow?
Yeah.
And now like living with you, it's like 10 times better because we're like, no, I'm slow too.
Okay.
I'm like,
We
okay.
come home and we're
We
like,
come home.
and then you know what? I think it's like rent too.
Oh yeah, rent. And I'm like, I don't know, Deepa, we got to figure it out.
No, we
Like,
gotta figure it out.
yeah, like there's no way.
Yeah.
That's it.
I know.
Because no.
But overall, like, how's like the business going on? Like,
Overall
with your
business
girls?
sides with my girls, it's going well. You know, little bumps in the road here and there, but it happens with everyone.
Mhm.
I feel like every business goes through it. But I feel like everything that's happened in the past couple months has been a lot of stress. But I'm like learning to cope with it, learning to grow from it. I think
Mhm.
that's the most important thing that we can do is learn from experiences, make it a lesson instead of like complaining about it. I learned to stop stressing, to be honest.
Yeah. What do you think the
Because-
hardest part about opening up your business was?
I think the hardest part was just like managing stress because I feel like we're our biggest enemies. I'm a very like perfectionist and I want things done like now.
Yeah.
And when I ask someone to do something and they don't do it,
And
like
then you go back and
I
fix
go
it.
back and fix it.
Dude, that's so
Like
true.
my dad probably hates me at this point. Like that man, I have him there
I love him.
so much. And I'm like,
Mhm.
no, dad, but like, look at that. And my dad does an amazing job, but it's just like, no, dad, like, look at this, look at that. And if you're on my close friends list, you saw what I did with my wall. The sign, the ugly letters.
Oh, yeah. That was really bad.
Long story short, I put up a sign that,
Not shout out to Etsy.
no. We're canceling Etsy from now on. But it was so bad and I hated it.
Yeah.
Like I came home and I told Dee, like it was right before our Halloween party. Like I was like, Dee, like I hate it. And she's like, it's okay, we'll go Sunday. Like, and I could not wait. I was like, nope.
No, she literally did it the next day.
I literally did it the next day. I was like, this is not gonna be on my wall for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, that was not okay. That was
But
just not
I think
okay.
that's the hardest part is just stress and learning how to manage it, learning how to be easier on ourselves. Because it's just crazy to me how sometimes people can have so much effect in your life.
Yeah.
Like in any way possible.
Yeah.
And ever since like the past couple months, seeing like the stress my business gave me, like, you know, things that happened
Mhm. Inside your business.
inside my business, within my business, even clients stress us out.
Mhm.
So I just learned like, no, I'm not going to let this affect me because I don't want someone to have that much, how do you say it?
I want to
Control or
yeah.
power over me.
Yeah.
In such a situation.
I feel like with that, I feel like we need to talk about like what happened with that whole, we're not gonna say what you did,
Mhm.
but like what the stress caused you, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, right?
Like my surgery.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I feel like
It's
have you told
sad.
your clients about it or some?
I told some of my clients.
Okay, yeah. it's
So
good
I'm gonna
to
like say like a little gist of it.
don't say what you got though, because it's
No, it was just like a surgery, like nothing crazy.
yeah, nothing
Like,
crazy.
I had to get it done. It was for medical reasons.
Yeah.
So I had the surgery, and weeks prior to this, I had a lot of stress on my business, like a lot. It was within clients, it was within the girls there. And like, I'm a very drama-free person, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Anytime that even me and Dean go out, I tell her, like,
You don't fight.
I'm not fighting.
And I fight.
And yeah, she fights. And same thing with at work.
Yeah.
If something's not working out, I rather just like, hey, you know what? It's not working out. Like, cut it off.
Mm-hmm.
Because why am I going to stress about it?
Yeah.
So long story short, I went into surgery. And I think I was just too stressed out going into surgery that when I woke up from the anesthesia, it was like the worst. Like, I couldn't, like.
And can I say that it was so stressed out. So she was so stressed out to the point she would come home every single day complaining about everything. And like leading up to like her surgery, even like the day she left, she was still stressing.
Yeah.
And tell them like what, like that's fucking crazy.
So I went to surgery, and I had surgery last year as well, like medical reasons as well. And it was fine. So that's why I went for it. I was like, okay, like I'm going to be okay. But this year in my head, I'm like, okay, let me work up until the last day of surgery so that like I'm distracted. Cause I was a little nervous. Like, I'm not going to lie. And waking up from the surgery, I started saying the people that were giving me stress, I started yelling out their names. And crazy. I was like, no, blah, 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 no, blah, blah, blah. And the nurse was just looking at me like, honey, are you okay? Like, is everything okay? Are these people harming you? I could not breathe. And next thing you know is I looked like at the heart monitor, and I turned over and I was like crying. It was like a panic anxiety attack. I wanted to wipe my tears off, and I think they thought that I was going to like hurt myself.
Oh my God.
And they restrained me. I look at the heart monitor, and like, it's so sad seeing, like, I literally saw my life flash before my eyes. Like, my life just like, boom.
I can't.
I looked at the heart monitor, and it was going like 80.
I literally
70.
Yeah.
60.
Oh my God.
I saw it get down to 42.
When he told me, I was freaking out.
And I told Dee, like, I don't hate anyone, but like, if I had an enemy, like, I wouldn't even wish it upon them. Yeah. That's how bad it was. Because I think it's so sad that those people, like the names that I yelled out, gave me so much stress that had so much power and control over me when I was unconscious. So
that's why people die from stress.
No. And if you pay attention, like older people, like if you ask them, like, what do they do for a living? A laborer, even though they work like hard work, or gardeners, anything that's like labor, probably looks better than someone that works at an office. Oh yeah, for 100%. Managing all that stress.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm like, I don't want to look like that. Like, I don't want to hate my life.
No, yeah.
So from there, I told Dee, I was like, you know what? Like, I'm going to take control over the situations and just cut them off. And
that's what you did, though.
And that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. Because I can't. It was so sad to me. Like, someone has that much control over me. There's no way.
Yeah.
2 people. No.
Yeah. That's. Imagine, like. Oh my God, that gave me like chills.
And we work so hard for our stuff, you know, like for everything that we have, for like, you know, everything. And for that to happen, coming out of surgery, my mom saw me and she's like, I was pale.
Did your dad see you? I didn't even ask.
Okay, no. So my dad's probably gonna see it. He's gonna be like, why didn't you tell me? But my dad's very like, me and him are super close, that he's very vulnerable when anything happens to me. So I want to put my dad through that stress. He was already worried about me going into surgery in the first place. So coming out of surgery, I'm in the wheelchair, right? And my mom looks at me and she said, I'm pale. And I was shaky for like 2 days. I couldn't even sleep. I told you, remember?
Yeah.
I was so scared to go to sleep because I was scared I was going to wake up.
Yeah.
Because I told Dee, I was like, dude, I just saw my heart rate keep dropping. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to die.
Yeah.
And I didn't tell my dad, like, he was like, oh, is everything okay? And I was like, yeah, everything's fine.
Oh my God. I don't even know how you played it off.
Yeah, no. And my dad was just like, are you sure? And I was like, yeah, everything's fine. Because, no, my dad would want to go, like, be that person.
I think he would.
He's like, let me get it done for you. And I told my mom, I think, like, maybe 2 days later. She knew something happened. She knew something was wrong. But I didn't tell her until about 2 days later.
Yeah.
Because same thing, I didn't want to stress them out. Like, I was staying over there and, like.
That's what I'm saying. Like, overall, like, business does stress us out. Like, people don't understand, like, they see, like, the money they see the
perks of
the
it.
perks of it. They see like, oh my God, people are probably thinking like, oh my God,
They're
they
so
have this-
lucky.
they have a luxury apartment. They drive these nice cars. They have their own like
they go to these nice restaurants
and they have
do all
the
this.
shop and like they have all this money. But like
Mm-mm.
with that, I feel like they don't see the stress that it gives you.
At all. They
You
don't
know?
see it.
They don't see like what we have to go through. Like, can we make rent for the next month?
Because that's the difference between, our jobs and someone that works a 9 to 5. For
Yeah.
someone that works 9 to 5, it's a guaranteed check. Like
They have a steady income.
they have steady income.
Yeah,
they know they're
absolutely.
going to get paid. But us, like that's why we got to take advantage when it's busy because like January is going to be slow. I'm already saying it.
Yeah, for sure.
So we got to be careful with like our money. We got to budget. Like we've been really good actually.
Oh yeah, we've been
Like really good.
It wasn't like the first months, but we were.
Wait, can we talk about what we did when we first
I don't think Marlo. Do you know this story? Hold up, you have to listen to this, okay? So when we celebrated that we were moving out, so we had been looking. So after the podcast that we filmed, we just knew that she wanted to move out, I wanted to move out, so we were like, okay, let's move out, because we both wanted to move out, and it kind of wasn't like serious at one point. It was kind of like, oh yeah, we want to move out. We just talked about it. But then it started getting like really serious, and it was like we were actually going to places,
filing applications,
submitting applications, and then we went to one that we fell in love with.
Yep.
But we didn't get approved, not because of it was just a certain reason.
I think they were just like
It was
owners were like, how are we gonna give this to like two girls? Like,
yeah,
there's no way.
that's what the reason was. But then we found
This place.
this spot, right? Was it the second spot? Yeah.
Yeah, the second spot. Like we literally just walked in and the apartment had just opened up.
It had just so it was just
And
opening
the girl
up.
was like, you guys want to take it? Like, let's
Yeah,
apply.
and then it was crazy because we were like, oh, it's 2 girls, and they were like, you want a 3-bedroom apartment because that's what we wanted. We wanted a 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, you have to just submit this. I feel like at first she was kind of doubting us because she was like, they're really expensive, which they are. But she was kind of like, I know. She was like, submit an application, and then we need to say your pay stubs. And we're like, yeah. And then I remember
we just gave them our bank account.
we gave them our bank accounts, and after that, I swear she treated us like
So
fucking
different.
royalty.
Yeah.
We were like, she even asked, she's like, what do you do for work? And I was like, oh my God, girl, like you're asking too much questions. But anyways, aside from that, so once we got approved for it, I was like, oh no, Z, we have to celebrate. But I don't want to do no tiny like celebration at Yard House, or I don't want to do no fucking Chili's. Like I want to go to a bougie ass spot. She was like, oh, I'm down.
So we went to Barton G.
So we went to Barton G. Do you know what Barton G is? Okay, well, it's like this really
You guys
fancy,
just have to TikTok it.
yeah, it's a really fancy restaurant in, was it like Beverly Hills?
Yeah, Beverly Hills.
And we went, and I got a little too litty off the 1942 shots, and the bill had came up, and it was like $600.
Yeah.
And then I said, this isn't enough. I came here to spend more, but it's because alcohol.
Marla's looking at you like,
Marla's looking at like, oh, that's
Yeah,
what
look.
it is. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. And I don't know.
She was crazy. Like she was lit. Like there was like 3 girls right next to us. They were celebrating like Anissa's birthday. They had flown from like, where did they come from?
I think Atlanta. Or something.
Atlanta. Yeah. And they were there celebrating, and Dee's like, shots for everyone. Like, let's get shots for Marlo. They were $50 shots. So in my head, I'm just sitting there like, bro, we have rent due next month. Like,
So it ended up being way
over
$600.
$600.
But when we split it, it was okay. I mean, but that was our celebration.
We
And
don't do
I-
that often. I don't want
and I
people to
feel
think like,
I feel like that's why after that we didn't get a couch for 5 months. We barely got a
yeah,
couch.
we just got our couch last week.
Yeah.
Because we were like, how are we going to recover from this?
No, but that's what we did for our celebration. But it was, if you have a chance to go. Just don't spend that much.
Yeah, just be smart. Don't be Deanna and Zelzin. That goes along with it.
Are you gonna like going back to the business part? Like, do you see yourself like hiring? Like, how many employees do you have right now? Or like not booth renters, right?
Yeah, so right now I have renters.
Okay.
So I used to have not like necessarily an employee, but I just have someone commissioned.
Uh-huh.
And it just didn't work out. I feel like it's so hard finding an employee. It's so hard finding someone like to commission off, because I feel like they have to go with the same values, the same work ethic. Because clients, like when they come get serviced by one of us, they're
Yeah.
like expecting the quality and the work to be the same.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it was just so hard making it work. But, you know, I do plan on hiring employees. So right now I have a hairstylist in there. She's been my best friend for like 12 years. So.
Shout out to her. She's
Shout out to Cuts by Alexia. She like killed it with my hair.
her.
But yeah, she's there. She's a hairstylist there, the only one. Then I do have Paige. She does brow lamination, tinting, balm work.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lash tech, Caro, and then I do have another renter, but she'll be leaving, so.
Yeah.
But it's just us. And my sister, she's going to start doing the tiny tattoos. The fine art.
Yeah. So are you going to give her a room?
Yeah, she already has a room, the little one.
Oh.
Yeah, she's going to be in there.
So once that other booth renter leaves, what are you going to do?
So I'm still like on the verge of like, do I want to hire an esthetician and have like a waxer in there and facials? Because they're the services that I'm like most busy with.
Mm-hmm.
And that I can't take new clients on for that. You
Yeah.
know, because I'm busy with ombre brows. That's my number one service. And
Yeah.
then lash lifts. So I think I am going to hire an employee. I think it's just better, you know, to give someone an hourly pay, you know, commission them out, bonus, whatever.
Do you think you'll make more with the hourly or you'll make more with the booth renter?
I think
Realistically.
like probably the first 4 or 5 months is going to be slow hourly. But
Yeah.
I think realistically you can make more money off someone
that
paying
booth
them
rents.
out. Yeah. Like just pay me rent.
Yeah.
If you already have like established out clientele that you can expand to,
Yeah.
realistically, ideally, someone that you pay hourly should be able to make you more money. But it's not steady.
It's not steady.
Because
well, it was steady.
It was.
Yeah.
At one point it was.
Yeah.
Like the girl that I had commissioned, like at one point, like she was making more money off my clients than, you know, what it was. But I feel like it's just hard to please everyone.
I think people, when you put it under your name, they expect the work to be either you or the same.
Yeah.
So when it's not the same, it's kind of like, I didn't come here for that person. I came here for you.
Yeah.
And they're kind of disappointed. And that's how that person doesn't come back.
Exactly. And it's hard. And it's just for like any job, you know, it's
No,
not
yeah.
like bashing on anyone or anything. It's just, it's how business is. And at the end of the day, like just how they have to look out for their business and their income, I have to look out for my business because I built this from like the ground up,
Yeah.
you know, like literally from zero.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to let like little mistakes or like little like drama come in between like the reputation of my business.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for now, I'm just going to do a booth renter. And then throughout time, like see how it goes. I'm going to see how my sister goes with my sister because she's going to be commissioned with me.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, she's going to tap me up.
Yeah, I know she is.
I'm fucking excited.
She already told me, she's like, Dee's going to be my model.
Heck yeah, I'm going to be getting my booty fucking tatted on. But I feel like, it's just hard.
It's just hard. Like finding the balance between like, and we're cancers. Like, well, at least like I'm a big people pleaser.
Milo, I'm sorry we're talking about cancer. We're talking about zodiac signs.
But I'm big like people pleaser.
Oh,
like,
heck yeah, we are.
and it's so sad. And I feel like sometimes I wish I had like the control and the power like of not giving a single fuck.
Yeah.
Like I really wish I did.
Yeah.
But
I can tell that everything affects both of us because when you come home, you like show me something and then
she
you
gets
keep
mad.
and then you keep talking about it and I'm like, I already know like, oh,
and she's invested. The next day it's like Z, like what happened?
Yeah.
Z.
What happened? Or like, do I need to go? Or like, I'll tell her what to say. Or like, you know, like there's certain situations and I'm
because I feel like you have a stronger character than me.
Oh yeah,
Like 100%. Like
she's too nice.
I'm way too nice.
I'm just like, oh,
Deanna's like Z. No, fuck no. Like, this would not happen at my shop. Like, and I'm just like,
I'm not mean though.
no, you're not mean. I feel like you just learn how to put like your foot down.
Oh yeah.
With me, I'm just like, I just want everyone to be happy. So it's hard for me to be mean.
Yeah.
So then I feel like people take advantage of that.
They take advantage of that, boo, for sure.
But 2023, bitches.
Oh no.
We're coming in.
They're not gonna recognize
They're not
us.
gonna recognize me because I'm already starting to
not care as much.
not care as much because it's like, no, like I put in the work, like I put in the stress, you know, and I feel like people don't see that in the business aspect. Booth renters, like if they can't come to make ends meet, they rely on us.
Yeah.
Who do we rely on?
Nobody. we rely on them to like pay their rent, but like if they can't pay their rent, then we can't pay our rent, and
then they look at us like
it's just like, you know.
I'm like, no, like if you think I'm making money off you, like I'm not, boo. Like
that goes to the rent.
That goes to the rent. Where we all work.
Whatever you give,
exactly.
Yeah, like literally.
So I feel like this year, like having my own shop was literally like a whole learning experience.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't regret any single of it. I don't regret any like part of like anything that made it to what it is now, nor any of the girls that were in there. Like I have nothing against any one of them. Like nothing but love and support for every single one of them. If one of them wants to go and open up their own shop, like I would support them 1,000%, you know? Yeah. And if anyone wants to leave or come, like I have nothing against it because I feel like in this industry, everyone looks at it like, oh, like, you're going to do that now? Like, you're going to do the same thing I do?
Like competition.
Like, competition. Like, we live together. We do the same thing. So it's not like that at all.
No,
at least I'm not.
No. I don't see, I said this before, I don't see anybody as a competition.
Hell no, because they don't do what I do.
Exactly. Like, people go to you for a reason. Exactly. And it's for the connection, not really
connection.
For the...
It's not, because anyone can go wax a Brazilian.
You can go to European waxer and have the best waxer there and not want to cheat on anybody from...
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So that's why I say, like, I don't see anyone as competition. Like, support, love to every single one of these girls in the industry, like women, you know. We're grown-ass women.
Women empowerment.
We're grown-ass women.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Do you give it, like, what's your advice on, like, people that want to open up their own shop? Like, do you suggest to do it straight up like you did, like open up rooms and do booth rental? Or do you suggest on doing, like have them be commissioned in their salon?
You know what? Honestly, like the whole booth rental thing was my dad's idea.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So my dad's like a businessman, like hardcore.
Yeah.
He does construction. He's like a contractor. And when I was showing him like spaces to rent out, because I wanted to stay in like Pasadena, West Covina area.
Yeah.
My dad would look at these places like, what is this? If any of you speak Spanish, my dad said, ¿Y esta chingadera qué?
He really said that?
Yeah, he really said that. Because they were smaller.
But they were nice. Like
they were nice. Yeah, there was one in South Lake, and my dad said that, and I was like, Dad, like, bro, do you know where we're at? And my dad was like, no. And my mom would do the same thing. My mom was like, is this too small? Like, no, mija, like, get something bigger. And I'm like, bro, are you gonna be paying the rent? Because I know I am. So then my dad, he comes, and like I showed him Chino Hills, and I've always loved Chino Hills. Like, it's like beautiful. Like, like we're gonna live there next.
For reals, because Chino Hills,
it's bomb. So I showed them, and I was like, oh my gosh, look at this place. And my dad was like, see, mija, like, let's go for it. He's like, look, I can build you 7 rooms. You can rent out like 5 of them or 4 of them. Make one your break room. Like, we'll give you the biggest one because I do classes, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, come on, let's do it. And in my head, like, I saw the place since like June of last year. And I didn't sign the lease until November.
Because you were contemplating.
I was contemplating. I was scared.
Yeah.
And I was also scared because a lot of my clients come from Pasadena, LA. Like, shout out to them that still comes to Chino Hills. So I was just like so scared. And in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, like, okay, it's okay. Like, I started from 0 once, I can start from 0 again.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're good.
Exactly.
If you're good at what you do,
but you know what?
Your clients will come
They'll come for you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so thankful, and like, it's just crazy. Like, the amount of support that we get from clients.
Yeah.
I have clients that drive from like Palm Springs, Bloomington, San Diego. Like, I have a girl that comes to me from San Diego for her Brazilians. Yeah.
San Diego from Chino Hills, San Diego is 2.5 hours away.
And I'm like, girl, and I'm like, do you have family out here? She's like, no. So she like, this is her self-care day. Like, she'll come out to LA. She spends the whole day here. Like, she gets pampered. She has her facialist out in Pasadena. And then she goes back home.
Dang.
So shout out to you, boo. You know who you are.
Dang.
So yeah, my dad was the one that had the idea. He was the one that said, like, let's rent out rooms. And my dad's already like talking. He's like, mija, like, where are we gonna go look at the next spot? And I'm like, bro, like, let me breathe. Like, I can barely handle this one. Like, hold up. But yeah, it was my dad. Honestly, if I could, I don't regret it one bit because, you know, it's gotten to where we're at. But if you're scared to do it on your own and you're scared to open up your own business and you don't have someone to like back up on or someone to rely on, I thankfully have my parents. You know, I know like if the day were to come where like I absolutely can't pay rent.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if, you know, you don't have that support or you're just scared or you have family kids, that's different. I would say commission somewhere, build up your clientele. And then from there, you can look at salon suites. You can look at like smaller spaces.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like people are so lazy nowadays that they don't want to put in the work, but they want to see the results.
Did you hear that? That's period right there. Because that's true.
It's true.
It's true. Like I feel like people are not necessarily, okay, yes, lazy, but they're not consistent with it.
Or they're not ambitious. They're not motivated.
They're not motivated, or they don't push themselves to like do
and that's
it.
perfectly fine, you know? Like there's people that are happy with their jobs.
Yeah.
Like
and they want it as a side job.
And they want it as a side job. Like good for you.
Yeah.
But it just kind of upsets me when people like don't respect our industry. I feel like now it's getting more respect.
Yeah.
But I think back then it was just looked down upon like, oh, you're a hairstylist? Oh,
no,
you're
for
a nail
real?
tech?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you wax Brazilians? Like, yeah bro, and? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they're the highest paying industry, hairstylists.
I'm like, hold on.
Wait, no, you know what? Honestly, ombre powder brows are actually getting up there though. Like
ombre powder
microblading,
brows,
ombre, like all of that are getting like really
there.
Up there right
It's growing.
Yeah, it's a growing industry. But I honestly agree with you on that. I feel like people are they're lazy, but I feel like if you could do it with your DACA, going back to that, if she could do it as a dreamer, then you could do it as like, you have everything. You have your papers. What's stopping you from like doing what you want to? You know what I mean? Like, there's no excuse for people that literally.
That's what I tell.
She don't have her fucking papers.
I don't got shit.
But she's out here with her own business, and like she has a fucking shop in Chino Hills, about to open up her second shop probably next year. It's like
this, yes.
You know what I mean?
That's how I see it, because I'm like. And people, you know, whether you judge or whether you don't, I really don't care. Mm-hmm. But I always bring it up. Like, yes, I'm DACA. Yeah. Yes. Like, because, like, I sat at a bank. And they told me, like, we can't give you this loan. And I was like, they're like, do you have a citizen that can come and sign for you?
Oh, my God. I would have been like,
I was like, bro, no. I'm like, what do I look like? So that's the thing that sucks, that, you know, like I said, thankfully I have my parents that support me. Yeah. And I can rely on them. And I hate relying on people. Like, I feel like we both do. Yeah. Like, first we'll figure it out. We'll cry and probably eat like Maruchan or something.
I will literally
eat like a cup of noodles. Or like, no.
There was a time where we said we were going to do that. We said.
Yeah, we were so slow.
Stuck on cereal, stuck on Maruchan. We're not going out. We're staying home.
Bars. We're gonna go refill our water in our gym. Like,
they got some bomb water in our gym.
And it's cold too. But no, and it made me so sad. Like, it gave me flashbacks back to when I went to college, and then it gave me that scholarship because I wasn't born here. Yeah. So, you know, realizing it, I was just like I said, I took everything as a lesson. I took everything as it comes. Why am I going to stress or worry about something that I have no control or power of? Yeah. So I'm going to say, okay, that's completely fine. A year later, I still opened up my business. I still opened up my shop. Yeah. So I just think it comes to work ethic. It comes to, like, how bad do you want it? Yeah. Because if you don't want it bad enough, then, like, of course, you're just going to sit there and, like, go home, watch Netflix. Like, no. Mm-mm.
I feel like everyone always asks me the same question. Like, you know, is it a good idea to go solo? Or, like, how did you open up your shop? Is it a good business?
Wait, because you went solo, like,
Yeah, I went solo right away.
Right away, right?
Yeah. I went solo right away. I just took a chance of leap of faith, and I just said, it's because I'm really good at content creating. So
you're so creative, like, it's crazy.
I just I just knew that I could do it without having to like work for someone. Like, I learned what I learned from Joanna, shout out to you. I learned from her, and she told me what to do, how to do it, and from then on, like.
And they have their academy opening up?
Yeah, period. Yeah.
Right, real soon.
I from then to that, I was just like, I'm going to go by myself. And I feel like people do ask me, like, should I open up my own salon? Should I open up this? But if you don't
believe in yourself.
Yeah, but if you don't have a steady income, though, Z, like, if you don't have a steady, not an income.
Or you don't have, like,
clientele.
Clientele. If you don't have a steady clientele, or you don't have, like, something
drive.
Yeah.
Or a drive or pushed for it.
Yes. we talked about it in our last podcast. I feel like COVID is the saddest thing that could have happened to some people because they lost family members.
Yeah.
But at least for our businesses, I feel like it like thrived. It did so well. People were desperate. Like I had a client tell me, she's like, Z, how is it possible that I feel like it's so illegal to come get waxed by you, but I can go get weed at the corner? I was like, girl, she said that. And this is my client coming from Pasadena, like bougie white girl. And she's like, how is it possible? And I'm like, you know what? It's COVID. It's life.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. I have a question, though. This is like another question that nobody asked you.
What?
How does your family feel that you moved out?
Oh my gosh, why did you ask that, D?
That's good to help my life. Put her ass on the spot.
No.
Like, how does your family feel that you moved out?
I was the first one to move out of my siblings.
Uh-huh.
And mind you, I have an older brother.
Yeah.
My dad was like he was sad.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel my dad was like happy for me. Like deep down inside, even though he was just kind of like, damn, like my little girl's leaving. And I'm like so close with my dad, like super close. Like besties, hell yeah. My mom, she would always tell my dad, like, oh, you better be careful because the day that she moves out, like, you're going to get sick and you're going to get depressed and this and that. Bro, it was my mom that got sick.
I hope they don't watch this.
It was my mom. She got like a flu or something.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I don't know what it was, but she got sick. And she was upset. Like, because it was like going through a really bad time with my parents. And they looked at me like a rebel child. Because all of my years growing up, and I feel that's why I'm so nice. And that's why I'm like, my character's so like, literally like minimal. Mm-hmm. Because I would always like just work to making my parents proud. When's the next graduation? When's the next celebration? When's the next accomplishment? When's the next this?
Yeah.
It was never really about like, am I happy? Am I doing this for me or like for my parents?
Yeah.
So when I moved out, I think my parents looked at it like she's rebelling.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And they thought like,
I swear it's not my fault, okay? She brought it up. She brought it up. I was just like, all right, I'm down.
you're like, let's do it.
All right? Don't come for me.
Because
for
at
me.
one point my parents like, they're like, oh, it's probably that friend, Deanna, like that forced you to move out. And I was like, no. Because like if anyone knows Dee, like my friends, some of you guys have met her and my clients, like she's the life of the party, you know? She makes it.
I finished my wine bottle. Where you at?
I chugged mine faster than you.
That's true though.
But yeah, they looked at it as like rebelling. My brother was kind of like, he's kind of like, fuck. I feel like he felt pressure to move out.
Yeah. Well, he's older.
He's older.
Yeah.
And like, you know, we've just had like rough patches throughout like our lives, me and my brother, like our bond wise. So I feel like when he saw me move out, he was kind of like, damn.
Yeah.
My sister was really like sad because me and her were like we're still super close.
Yeah, yeah.
But she was sad. She was like, I had told her 2 weeks before we started looking. And then a week after I told her, and I was like, we got approved. And she was like, yeah, she's like, you didn't even give me like a 2-week notice. Like, I was like, bro. And my little brother, oh, I love him so much.
He's my favorite. Your brother and your sister.
Yeah. She's just like, my brother is
the cutest thing.
Yeah. Like sometimes people think he's adopted because he does not look like us at all.
Like you guys.
Like at all. At one point, a lady at the market asked my mom, like, oh, you're taking care of this baby? Like, he's so cute. And my mom was so offended. She's like, no, that's my son.
Oh my God.
Because he's like güerito, you know, he has like colored eyes, blonde hair. So I was like more sad like about leaving him, to be honest.
I feel like my mom she was crying at first, but now she's
so happy for you though. But she was so supportive.
Like she is chill.
Her mom would come and cook for us like almost every Sunday. She would do the dishes for us. She's like, Mija, like I can't see the kitchen dirty. Like, I love your mom. Like, she was so funny. She was like, oh, like, let's go get this and let's go get that. And you girls need this and you girls need that. Yeah. She bought us our Ninja blender. Like, that's how I make my smoothies. Shout out to you.
She's so happy. She's just, at first she was crying, but now she's just like, she don't even call me.
I feel like it was her, like her made a moment for you.
Yeah.
But
I think it's just like crazy how we went from me hitting you up on TikTok.
She slid into my DMs.
Slid into her DMs. I literally slid into her DMs, and now
we live together.
Oh my God, it's about to be a year of me knowing you.
Gonna be a year.
It hasn't even been, Marlo, it hasn't even been 1 year of me knowing her, and I live with her. What if something would have happened? You know, but I put God's faith into our hands. But the first moment that I met her, it was kind of like, oh no, this is the one. Like, you never feel like, oh, this is the one, you know?
And we would go on our dates, remember?
Yeah,
we
it was like,
dates.
We went on one date, and then we went on another date, and then another, and it was like seeing her like every week.
Yeah.
And talking to her like almost every single day.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, am I in like a girl relationship right now with another esthetician? Like, it felt,
Yeah, I did.
Damn.
It felt like that.
Damn.
But we did it, we're here. We're thriving.
Yeah.
We're about to get a house next year.
Fuck, dude, that's bless the house. That's crazy. Where do you see yourself though in 10 years?
Oh my gosh. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? We're probably still gonna be
have 5 dogs. No kids. No ring on our finger.
Like
no, I don't know. I think in 10 years, I feel like I see myself
you're gonna be 35, D. Just think about it.
Oh my God. I'm gonna have a lot of Botox.
Oh, like we're already starting, baby. Like, no.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I see myself.
Don't say married.
No, I don't see myself. I don't even see no. I don't know.
That's such a hard question.
I think I see myself obviously opening up more shops, but like, are we talking like personally? Or are we talking like business wise? Because business wise, I know. Like personal, I don't know. Personal wise, I hope I at least have like
a boyfriend.
I swear, like many shit.
Marlo's sitting there like shit. He's like, I am the shit though.
I don't know. Personal wise, I don't know. But if I like
business wise, like we always know what we're
gonna
do.
Yeah. I'm going corporate for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna have different like beauty lounges, and I'm gonna have like my education. Like I'm gonna have my school already open.
Yeah.
Probably have more than one school. Gonna be like salon success. Like
hell yeah.
That's what I see myself. Yeah. That's what I see myself. What about you?
Personal life, same thing. I don't know. I feel like our love life is so similar.
Oh my God, dude!
Way too similar. It's way
crazy
too
how
both of our exes are the same sign. Yeah.
Shake my. And if you're watching this, go fuck yourself. Should blur that out.
Yeah,
that's another blur out.
Personal, I honestly don't know. I've always said that I'm okay with having kids or not having kids. Like I'm okay with either.
I think we're good with dogs.
Yeah, we're good with dogs.
Yeah.
No cats.
Maybe a lizard.
A lizard. I can do a lizard. I feel like it'll be interesting. You know, when we get bored of our dogs, we're like, let's go get a lizard.
When I was little,
just how we get into so much random shit. Like
I used to have, when I was 6 years old, I had 5 lizards.
Do you know?
I swear, I had like.
They're gonna stay in your room or in your office because they're not coming near me. I'll think it's a fucking like. No, I'll kill it.
Has anything happened like horror story wise with you? Like has a client...
Wait. So let's finish about business wise.
Oh.
Remember when we went to Catch LA and we saw a name? Did you write the name down?
What do you mean, what name?
When we said we were going to open up a place in LA, like Beverly Hills.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
Yeah, you did. You wrote it down, bro. We thought about a name coming out of Catch LA.
The day that I got my... the day we went to the surgery thing? Or no? Oh, we met the girl and then we wrote down...
Yes.
So
you're about to see a business out in LA, Beverly Hills area.
Oh, damn.
Dede Z.
I know. I honestly, like, I think, like, the next move would be, like, the solo salons.
Yeah.
We already talked about it.
Yeah.
Because that'd be the biggest thing. Because I feel like a lot of people, like, well, you know what's
There's
crazy?
so many girls going into this industry.
No, yeah, but not all of them are licensed. That's what's crazy, you know?
I don't want to say, I feel like it's sad for us licensed estheticians because we go through like so much fees, so much insurance.
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like sooner or later, like they're not going to need an license.
Did you see that? We'll talk about no license. That the Board of Cosmetology approved to do business outside of an established license place.
What do you mean?
So like, of course you have to be licensed, right? But
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying it's the next step for people not to be licensed.
Mhm.
Let's say you want to work out of your house.
Mm.
All you have to do is show the board that you've been licensed for 2 years and that, oh, I'm going to work out of my house.
Damn.
And you got to let your customer know. Like, I am licensed, but it's going to be out of my house. They just passed this like last week on Friday.
That's crazy.
Yep.
And, you know, before, like, people that were working at their house, I mean, it was illegal.
It was, exactly.
And it's, you know, now it's not illegal. But I told people when I was working outside of my house, when we were working outside of your house, like, mine was kind of different because, like, I submitted it to the city that I was working because my neighbor works for the city. So he was seeing people coming in and out.
He was like, this girl ain't up to nothing good.
He like literally, my neighbor across the street came to my house and said, hey, I have a question for you. And it's kind of personal. Why do a lot of girls come in and out of your house?
I don't know what I would do if someone asked me that.
Literally my neighbor asked me that. He was drunk as hell one day, told my mom, he said, hey, by the way, like, I want to ask you something personal. Like, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but I see a lot of females coming in and out of your house. Like, are you guys doing something you guys shouldn't be doing? And I was like, and I knew from that moment on, because it was COVID, I was like, fuck, like, I really do have, like, but at that point I was okay. Like, I was safe. Like, I knew, like, my mom told me, like, no, like, you have to say that you're working from home. Like, you don't want to get caught up with anything. Like, my neighbor literally told the city on my dog because it was barking too much, and they came, like, basically took it away. My dog.
God, no.
Yeah.
I would have been so sad.
So I had to. Yeah. But now that passed, that's good, though. I mean, that's a good thing, but I feel like the licensing and the certification and the licensing are very different.
It's such a great area, though, because some people are just training to train, you know?
Period.
And it's so sad because at least, like, I love what I do, you know? We both love what we do. It's like a passion, you know? At least I know when we both go to work, we don't come home or we don't leave home dreading it. Like, oh my gosh. And there's girls that I see in the industry that post things like, oh, I just feel like giving up, but I have to pay bills.
No, for us.
And I'm like, I love what I do. And
no, yeah, I feel like the people that are training, they learn something and they train it the next week. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's like kind of where you draw the line. But there is this one, I'm not going to say, but it happened to where, like, I was charging like $500 with my waxing class. Would you really
yelled at D.
Would you give a full kit for that?
No.
No, like, you know, you would just give the educational purposes, give the wax, and have them bring their own things. And now it's like my wax class is like way more, includes everything. But before, like, I didn't want to make it so much. But if I'm not going to make it that much, like, I'm not going to include anything.
Because you were teaching, like, you know, we both teach for passion.
Yeah.
We love what we do. But it got to a point where I yelled at you. I was like, no, Deanna, like, oh, I had like such a big lecture with her. I was like, why are you charging this little?
For real.
And even like her assistant agreed. She was like, no, D, like, I just went on C's website and we gotta charge way more. Like, there's no way. And I told D, and I was like, because these girls, I'm not gonna look at you right now, but girls, you know, they can go and drop money on Botox. They can go drop money on like designer. They can go drop money on like $100 nails, even more.
Yeah.
And you're like literally investing for a class that's gonna get you like way beyond what you think it will.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like our experience. We learned that on our own. Like, we've invested money, we've invested time, like everything. So I told Deanna, I said, no, you need to charge more. Like, there's no way.
No, for us. Well, it's because I wasn't like including anything. Like, I was literally including like a bag of wax, and then, you know, like I gave them my knowledge.
Like, it's your knowledge that you're charging for. It's your knowledge.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, how much could a kit possibly cost? Yeah. $300, $500 at max, depending on what you put.
No, for real.
But at the end of the day, they're charging for. They're learning from Dede.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I just feel like a certification and a licensing are very different.
It is different.
I feel like the certification is mostly for people that don't know or
they're not sure. Like, they're
not sure. Yeah. They want to do it, but like they just want like an extra class to like teach them. Like, for example, like if we learn wax, right? But we want to see a famous waxer's technique on like, how does she do that?
Right.
How does she, you know, or brows? Like, you took like how many brow classes? Like freaking 5 or 6, and it's like she paid like $2,000 each class, but it's not like she already knew how to do it, but it's just to get extra knowledge on how to do it, on someone else's technique, on how to do it.
Like, you learn a gist from everyone.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, I'm going to take this what I learned from you, this what I learned from you. And I feel like it's our skills, our experience that literally is what we pass down.
But that's why I like certifications. It's not necessarily like, you know, waste of money, because There's some classes though.
No.
Some classes that are a waste of money because I took one, but there's some classes that are not because you do learn how that person does it and has it their way in their business. But there's other classes you're going to give I took I'm not going to say what class I took, but I took a $1,300 class. It was
Mine was
2 hours.
$2,400 and it was a waste of class.
Really? How long was it though?
It was a 2-day class, but still.
Mine was a 2-hour class, $1,300, and I learned goddamn shit. I was so mad. I walked out of there crying.
I just pray to God that, like, I'm sure that none of my students have walked out like that, but if they ever do, like, I always tell them, like, if you feel like I didn't meet your expectations, call me. Let me know.
Yeah, let me know.
Like, I'm confident in my work. I'm confident in my classes. I'm confident in, because clearly what I'm doing has gotten me somewhere. So clearly I'm doing something right.
No, for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
For sure.
That's how it is.
I just feel like licensing soon is going to be able to, like, we're not going to be able to have or need that. But then again, it's like how they did the state board thing where they shrunk the hours. And they took out practicals.
That pissed me off though.
Yeah. Like
I went to school, 7 years ago now.
And
no, I did Cosmo.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
You saw me fucking doing those things on, like, the mannequins.
Yeah.
Like, I hated my life. I had no high school experience because of that. I was there from 5 to 9 for 2 years. So now seeing girls literally, like, it's like literally like a breeze. Like, they're just walking and then they get to go take a written exam and they have their license. I mean, you guys are lucky. I am hating.
I'm a very, very big hater. Like, practical.
But you know what? It's where we're at now.
No, yeah.
We had to rent out the kit.
Yeah, but
ugly ass suitcase.
Oh my God. No. And we had oh my God.
It's made us who we are.
But I just feel like that, I mean, it's dumb. And I feel like that's a dumb move for them to make. Because eventually, like,
for sure,
people, what if someone in Cosmo, like, and I don't know how you did the Cosmo, like, testing, but you had to, like, bleach someone's hair. Like, what if they bleach someone's hair off?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ours, we had to do, like, a bleach, a perm. Perm, you can literally fry someone's hair off. Like, if you leave it on way too long.
I have no idea about that.
Okay, a perm, you have to curl the mannequin. You have to show the application. And you have to, like, show with the timer how long you're going to leave it on there for. If you leave solution number 1 a little way too long, the minute you take those rods out, their hair's falling off.
And see, how do you know if someone's going to freaking burn their hair off? Like, I don't understand. Like, they need to bring practical back. I don't care what no one says. If you disagree, I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. But if you're in school.
But you know what? I've met a lot of girls now, a lot of my students and, like, clients that now want to go into beauty school.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so is it easier? Out of 10 people that I've asked that have gone through the exams, 3 of them have passed.
What?
Yes. The others, it's harder. The other 7 are like, see, I can't pass it written. Like, it's so hard. And in my head, I'm just like, girl, if you had to do the freaking practical, like, no.
It was nerve-wracking as hell.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I was the only stupid little 18-year-old in that room. And they looked at me like, there's no way this girl's going to pass.
I got the brains, sweetie.
So when they were announcing names out, and so they were announcing, like, they announced probably like 5 girls. And they were like, so-and-so fail, so-and-so fail, so-and-so fail. And in my head, I was like, damn, like, fuck, they're announcing all the failed girls. And then you hear Zelzin Rodriguez. I kid you not, like, my soul left my body. I was so scared. In my head, I was thinking, fuck, my mom's going to beat my ass because I didn't pass. And she's like, Zelzin Rodriguez. She couldn't even pronounce my name. Passed. And I was like, oh, thank fucking God.
Yeah.
So when people tell me they don't pass, I'm just like, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, I heard it's going to be a lot harder now. Now that I'm, like, doing well.
At least they should do sanitation, though.
Oh, yeah.
As a practical.
Sure.
I feel like they should do that.
Yeah. I honestly think they should do the whole test. But that's
just how I feel.
I'm just a hater because I had to do that shit. But, like, I mean, you can, I mean, they can do whatever they want. I mean, at the end of the day,
we have no say in what
we
they
have
do.
no say. Like,
we're just complaining and hating. That's what we're doing right now.
All right, enough about that. Have you had any horror stories? Can I just go first really quick?
Go.
I have
like recent or like
oh, you know what? It's kind of very inappropriate. I'm not gonna say it. I'll tell you it later. This happened to me last week though, but it's very, very inappropriate. I'm not gonna talk about it. It's too much. but it's really, it's really bad.
Okay.
But it's like, I can't talk about it because there's probably kids under 18 watching this, and I don't want to do that.
We gotta be an example.
We gotta be, yeah.
Lead by example.
So, what about you?
I don't know if I said it in the last podcast. Did I mention it? The girl that had poop in her butt?
Yeah.
I did? Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you said, like, my job is not to scoop.
Yes, there you go.
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you can go watch it if you didn't.
Yeah.
A horror story. Aside, I mean, I feel like all my horror stories were at my last job. I'm very thankful for like my clients now. They're very, 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 very clean.
Mm-hmm.
But horror stories, there's been a few, but some of them are like low key inappropriate too.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put that out there.
Yeah. Well, I had one like literally the other day. Like I popped a blackhead and it popped on my chin.
Okay, see that happens all the time, but
No.
I feel like it just comes with it.
You know what I mean? But
It's happened to me like 5 times where like I'm popping it and
And
it just squirts.
Yeah.
Like it's disgusting.
This one popped all over my steamer. I kid you not. I should have worn a mask. I don't know what I was thinking.
I started wearing a mask.
No, I just thought,
Wait, I did have a client that it's not a horror story. It was just so awkward. I was doing her lash lifts and like I took an hour and a half doing lash lifts.
Yeah.
Homegirl knocked out, like dead asleep.
Like she was snoring?
Like she was snoring. Damn. And I was like, we're done.
You were up tapping her?
And she doesn't wake up. And I run to the front desk and I tell my sister, and I'm like, dude, like she's not waking up. And my sister's like, did you tap her on her shoulder? And I was like, yeah. So I go back into the room and I'm like, all right, we're all done. You can open up your eyes.
Oh my God.
She did not wake up. So at this point, I'm just like I got close to her and I was like, is she breathing? Like, you know, is she good?
That's a liability.
Exactly. I was like, we don't got coverage for that. So I was just so scared. I was like, oh my God. And my sister's like, she's like, what do I do? And I was like, okay, like, why don't you blast the music?
Uh-huh.
So she like blasted the music and like homegirl like literally just moved and like fixed herself. And I honestly I grabbed her and I said, all right.
Like you literally
Like I literally like grabbed her arm like that.
Oh my God.
And she was like, oh my gosh, did you tap me? I was like, girl, it was more than just a tap. Like I literally strangled your arm. I was like, yeah, we're all done. I was like, go ahead and take a look. See if you like it.
Oh no, I had this. I just had a freaking pimple pop. Squirted on my chin, almost by my lip. Squirted all over my steamer. Squirted all over my light.
You know, your next TikTok should be like, just get a little taste. And then it's happened to me, but I was wearing a mask, so I was like, thank God.
I decided to get. I usually do wear a mask, but this time I was just like the one time when I don't do extractions
Without a mask,
it happened. And I was like disgusted. I literally grabbed Barbicide and don't do this. I put it on my chin.
No, dude, at that point I would have grabbed some like Clorox wipes or some Cavi wipes. Like, hell no. Like,
I was so scared. I thought I was going to get infected or something.
That's my biggest fear doing ombre brows. Because some girls like bleed because they don't listen to or they don't read the instructions.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what if she has something or like, what if I catch something?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm sure that like anything that has blood on it, I'm like, nope, you're going to the biohazard. Like, nope.
No, absolutely.
Like, it's just so scary. I feel like people look at our jobs like, oh my God,
because it's an open wound at that point. Like you're like going, like you're not a wound, but like it's open skin.
Open skin.
So
yes.
you're kind of like the blood is just there, and it's just like I can't do that. I mean, I do ombre, but I don't do it on the like. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, like, no, thank you.
No, I can't be doing that all the time.
Yeah, no. I feel like we go through stuff, but
yeah. Well, I mean, our business has been good. It was a little slow, right?
It was a little slow, but you're not alone. If you were slow, you're not alone. Literally everyone's been going through it. I feel like you've been to some restaurants too.
Oh yeah, the retention is just.
I feel like people are just scared to spend money right now.
Yeah.
But this past month has been good. And I feel like the busy season is coming.
Yeah.
So we'll be fine.
What do you think are like, what's your advice on like people that should, like are struggling with that?
I honestly, like, I don't want to be like say like content.
Yeah.
It's good, you know, to put your business out there. But my biggest advice is like literally pre-booking your clients. I feel like that's the one thing that people always forget.
Mm-hmm.
Is pre-booking. Anytime my client leaves, my receptionist is like, oh, how was your service?
Do you want to book your next appointment?
Don't make it an open question. Just be like, let's book your next appointment. Would you like to come back?
Yeah.
Write that down.
Yep.
Write it down. When would you like to come back? Let's pre-book you.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't do. So I feel like pre-booking. And when it comes to my clients' birthdays, like you got to reward your clients for their loyalty, for their love, support.
Absolutely.
I have so many clients that refer me clients. And it's like, I send them like, you know, here's a little gift for your birthday, like a little discount or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's my biggest advice is just really like make the clients that you have happy because they're going to send you their cousin, their mom, their aunt, their friends.
Yeah.
And don't give up. Like as bad as it can look and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it. It's so hard. What's that saying? Or like someone said it once, like, how can I do this if there's so many people doing it? And they say there's so many water brands at the store. Like you walk into a water aisle and you see so many brands, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they can do it, like I'm going to stand out. There's a reason why people like Fiji. You got to be the Fiji of your industry.
I like essential water, but yeah, that's true.
Essentials bomb.
Essentials bomb.
Fiji's just like a perk. That's like that's if you want to go a little extra with the water, we'll do it.
No, I feel like that's
it's
for
so
real.
true. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't see a lot of people are in the industry doing the same thing, but like I said before, like it makes whatever makes you stand out makes you stand out. You know, there's a reason why people followed you from European. There's a reason why people followed you from, you know, from Pasadena to Chino Hills. There's a reason why they did it because it's you. People will follow you if you have a good personality and you're open and you're loving and you know and you show them that you care.
It's the bond that you create.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what's most important.
Yeah. And I feel like that's how you get a clientele. Like I get it asked all the time, like, how do you build your business? How did you do this? How did you get this many clients? And you know
what? So many people ask, I feel like the wrong questions.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if you don't have the ambition, if you don't have the work ethic, if you don't have literally what it takes to do what you want, I can literally tell you, I can literally write it down like step 1 through step 1,000.
Yeah.
But are you going to do it? More than likely, people don't.
Yeah. And I feel like, too, like, when it comes to, like, personal life and business life, like, whatever I go through as a personal life, it's like, whatever I'm going through personally, I don't take it to my business. So if I'm feeling sad one day, I don't let it affect my...
Maybe that's why our love life is so bad. Because I'm like, it doesn't faze us.
No, literally, like, if I'm going through a breakup, if I'm going through, you know, arguments with my family or arguments with my friends, or I don't let it affect how it is with my clients. Like, I'll keep the same energy with every client. Yeah. Because exactly. If I show 100%. Them that I'm sad, if I show them that I'm, like, you know, not feeling it, then their energy is going to be just as low as mine. You know, and I don't want that. I want to uplift. That's what my job is.
Because a lot of people come here, like, they literally save to come to see you.
Literally.
It's their, like, one day maybe for moms or for, like, girls that work 9 to 5s. It's their little hour of escape. Like, yeah. It's their little, like, relaxing time. The last thing they want to do is be listening to your drama and what you're going through.
Exactly. And, like, there's clients that just come to you to vent. Literally. It's like, we're their therapists. We're the ones that they come and they tell us, like I had a client freaking cry to me the other day because of what she was going through, and I was just like crying with her because
oh my god, okay, finish.
And I was just crying because I was like, I felt her, like I felt whatever she was saying, and I was like, damn, like I had problems of my own that time, and I kind of wanted to vent them myself, but I'm not gonna do that.
You're like, yeah, girl, me too.
I was like, but what she was going through was like a big emotional, like it was just like this, and I was crying. I was like, oh my gosh, and that was the second time that she had an appointment with me, and I was like, damn.
You're like, I could relate so much.
I was like, damn, you got it bad.
Yeah, like, if I think I got it bad, like, damn, you got it worse.
Damn. That was really bad. But for real, like I really do take in perspective of what clients have to say, and then I listen to them, and that's why it makes me different, because I listen to what they have to say, and then when they come back again, I'm like, hey, how are you from the last time I seen you? Because I know you were struggling with this, and that, and then I remember one client told me, like, you actually listened to me, and I was like, I did listen. Like,
you're
absolutely.
like, girl, that's just like common sense. Like,
yeah,
that's what
like
people
I
do.
listen to you and I care for you, and they like that you care. You get me?
Yeah, it's what makes you apart from everyone else.
Yeah,
that's the biggest advice. Just be unique.
Yeah,
have a reason of why people want to come back. You know, it just goes more outside of your work and like your service.
Yeah. Why are we laughing?
Because I was gonna say it, but I think it's a little too obvious if I say it.
What?
Remember I told you about that client that stopped coming to me because I told her to go watch The Ultimatum, and she watched it with her.
Oh yeah,
that's a big horror story.
That way. We're gonna go a little over time. Hold on, because that was on some.
So you guys of course watched The Ultimatum. Like, I watched it. You watched it. Oh my God, I hate that show, but it's like whatever. I told this client, like, hey, you should go watch The Ultimatum. And I told her, like, hey, you should go watch it. I didn't tell her, like, hey, go watch it with your man. Like, she wouldn't go watch it with her man. And tell me why, like, she literally stopped coming to me. Because I guess after watching that, her and her fiance, because they were engaged. Yeah. They had some unfinished conversations that they didn't have prior to getting engaged.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
It was so bad. Like, I'm not going to go too detailed into it because, like, I don't know.
This is when we overexpress, though.
Yeah, this is when we overexpress. And, like, she was asking me for my advice. She's like, Z, what would you do? And in my head, I'm like, and me and her were really close. Like, she's in the industry, too. And she knew my problems. I knew her problems. And I told her, and I was like, you know what? Like, why don't you go to therapy? I've gone to therapy myself. Mm-hmm. I feel like there's nothing wrong with it.
Absolutely not.
At all.
Therapy's
because
the best thing you could do.
Hell yeah. I feel like people look at therapy kind of like, oh, you're crazy or you're psycho. But it's like, no, like it helps you. It just gives you a different perspective, a different outlook in life. Mm-hmm. And when I told her that, she's like, you're treating me like I'm crazy. I don't want to come back to you. Like, she literally, like, stopped coming to me and getting serviced. And she would come to me once a month, like, religiously. Mm-hmm. And next time I saw her before she stopped coming to me, I was like, hey, how's everything going? Yeah. And she's like, you know what, Z? Like, I really don't want to talk about that. She's like, I was really vulnerable and it was a bad time for me. But after your advice, I just feel like what you told me to do, like, I just feel like I'm crazy. I feel like it's my fault. I feel ungrateful. I feel unhappy. Me and my fiance have had problems. And in my head, I'm just like, girl, like.
She probably thinking you were doing something.
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, what was I doing?
And the craziest thing is, like, that's what I always say. It's such a small world. So anyone that I meet or anyone that's, like, in my close friends, I always tell them, it's a small world. Don't forget that. Because her, like, one of her close friends was coming to me. Her nail tech was coming to me. Her lash tech was coming to me. And she stopped going to all of them because she didn't want anything to do with me.
Damn.
So that was, like, probably the biggest horror story I had this year.
Damn. That's crazy. I would never have that.
And I didn't tell her, like, hey, you should go do this. Yeah. All I said was, like, if I were you, this is what I would do. Because she knew my situationship. Not situationship.
It was a situation. It was a situation.
Anyways, she knew what was going on in my personal life. Yeah. So I told her, I said, hey, this is what I would do. Mm-hmm. But I think she just ran with it and she didn't know what to do after, like, everything fell down on her.
That was crazy. Whatever.
So that was the worst part.
I just want to end this podcast really quick. And I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay,
we're checking it real quick. But I want to put this on the spot on how I really broke my foot. And this is to all the clients that know the story.
Wait.
And know that I'm not lying. And I'm going to make it really glimpse of what happened. No, I'm going to make it. Because she has her. Okay, so there's her story, my story, and there's the truth. And this is the truth because we're going to come out with this on the podcast. Okay?
We need the video from the restaurant, though.
Yeah, we do need the video. Okay. I'm gonna tell my story and
Okay,
you
go
kind of
for
tell
it.
me, okay?
I'll tell.
But we're gonna make it short. So we went to a restaurant in Newport Beach, and I'm not gonna shout this restaurant out because that's where I broke my foot, but it was a very,
I wanted to be cute and take her on a date.
very, very excellent restaurant. This restaurant was amazing. The food was excellent. The service was bomb.
It makes me sad that she broke her foot because we
I
can't go back.
literally am so sad. But on the way walking into the restaurant, she was wearing these slippery heels that she fell.
Yeah.
Going towards our table. Okay. Now I tried catching her, but I didn't catch her. She just kind of like slid.
I slid.
right?
Like I almost fell, but I didn't fall.
Yeah. So then we sat down or whatever. And I knew at this point, like we were drinking a little bit too much mimosas, but I was kind of like, I'm always like the one that's like,
Let
I
me
can
not
handle
drink that much.
Yeah, let me not drink that much. I can handle my alcohol. I knew what I'm doing, like da-da-da-da, right? And they were pouring us, y'all, like it was like
the server was like, shh, don't snitch on us.
yeah, don't snitch on us. It was like this much of champagne and like 2 drops of like orange juice, right? So whatever, we're leaving the restaurant in the same exact spot that she fell on the way in. She falls on the way out. Now this time I tried catching her. She's in front of me.
Slipped.
And I tried catching her. And I remember I put my wrist and my foot, it was like right there, that she landed on my foot. Now it's not her fault because again, the floor was slippery. Okay, let's get that straight.
I've told a couple of my clients the name of the restaurant, and they're like, "Yeah, it's like super slippery there."
No, it's like super ridiculous
Yeah.
slippery. And she did fall on my foot because there was no other way.
I think you just twisted it. To be honest, I kid you not.
At first, I thought I twisted it. How was I acting?
No. So she was acting like she was fine. She's like, "I can drive. I can get us home." Like it was probably the worst day of our lives at that
No,
point.
that was the
like
worst day of my life.
Like if I could go back in time and erase a day in my life, it would be that day because it didn't end there. Like
No, there's a lot way
There's
more. We can never talk about it. It's
yeah,
like
it's just like it didn't happen.
skeletons in the closet. But I promise you, on the way out, it was just like it happened so fast to the point where like I broke my foot,
She
but-
drove home.
but I drove home with a broken foot.
And I was like, D, I think you're fine. I think it's just sprained.
But can I tell you, I have never seen Zelzin this ever mad in my entire life. My mimosa went away. I was so sober. At this point, I just wanted to be home. But she's like, fuck that. Blur that out. She's like, fuck that. I'm going to go make these people pay for what they did to you.
I have a video of the manager.
And she has a video of literally the manager saying, because I don't have health insurance. Okay. So she was like, I'm going to make them pay for whatever they did to you. And I was like, no, Zelzin, it's fine. I just want to go.
Nope.
My foot just started swelling and getting purple and bigger and bigger. And then I didn't go to the hospital that day. I know I should have, but I didn't because I was so stubborn.
And she said she thought it was just sprained.
I thought it was a sprain. I said, oh, I'll just wrap it, put ice on it. Tomorrow she'll be fine. Come home. She comes home. We both come home. And we both come home. And, we go to sleep. We wake up the next morning. And I tell her, like, I need to go to the hospital. And
I walked into your room and I looked at her foot.
it was,
And I was like, I think we should go to the doctor. And I took her to urgent care.
it was so bad to the point where I couldn't I literally was crying.
Yeah.
And we went to urgent care. She brought me because I couldn't. I don't even know how I drove home.
That whole day I was so quiet because I felt so stupid of the day before. Like,
We're not going to ever talk about
Horrible.
that. But I literally went to the urgent care, did some x-rays. She was with me the whole time. And they were like, your foot's broken. And I look at her.
and the doctor was like,
How did you do it?
she's like, so how did this happen? Did your girls brunch too hard? I was like, girl, were you with us? Because that's exactly what happened.
And I look at Z and I just start busting laughing because I have no idea what to say.
I felt so bad. Like, I honestly thought, like, even like when we sat down, remember I told you, I was like, okay, we're going to walk out this way because the entrance is closer to us. Remember?
Because we were supposed to go on the
We
other
were
side.
supposed to exit out the other side
Yep.
because of how slippery it was. And when we walked out, like, I don't know why we didn't, but we walked out the other way.
Yeah.
And I remember slipping and like literally falling on my knees because my knees were bruised. I have pictures. So when Dee was like, I tried catching you and I broke my foot. And I was like, girl, how? Because I landed on my knees.
Yeah.
But I think like you just slipped and like
I think what happened was like I leaned. I don't, necessarily
I think you just
know.
like went like this.
And I remember because I had broken my wrist.
And that was the same foot you had your surgery on, right?
Yeah, that was the same foot I
Yeah.
had my surgery on. I also broke my wrist, but I didn't know that until a couple
Literally,
of weeks
like
later. Yeah, literally. I found out my wrist was broken. Not quite, but it was broken. But we made a lot of memories together. The freaking almost year we've been together, huh?
Yeah.
All right, boo. Well, this is the end of our podcast. We always end a podcast with a quote. What quote did she use last time?
I don't even
It was
remember.
I remember last podcast, you were almost crying.
Yeah, I know. I didn't want to cry. Yeah. I don't remember what I said.
I don't know.
It was pretty emotional.
It was an emotional podcast, but do you want to change it? You want to use the same one? I don't even remember.
I think I'm going to just say like one thing. I'm going to end with one thing. Like whatever you do in life, whatever it is that you do on a daily basis or whatever it is that your goal is, just make sure you do it right.
Yep.
Do it with everything, your energy, your effort. Give it your all and just do it right because we only live one life.
Yeah. And don't give up.
Don't give up. Keep going. If I can do it, so can you. Maybe that was it. I think that was it. If I can do it, so can you. It should be an advertisement for Nakas.
What is it called? Like a slogan? That should be your slogan.
If I can do it, so can you.
Yeah. Well, I love you, and I'll see you tonight, tomorrow, and
the rest of the
year. All right, you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye.